everybody to a very revealing show, The Masked Singer.
I know exactly who this is. God.
What is up, everyone? I'm Chris Knight, and you are watching The Real Review 3000 here with another episode of Unmasking the Masked Singer. And as we did for Group A, for Group B, we'll do the same, basically picking two people we think are going home in the double elimination. Now, I know I only picked one for certain last week. Poor planning on my part, I do apologize. There was a double elimination last week. We'll get to that here in just a second. We already know who we think all these singers are. We're not really going to change our minds, and barring something crazy from left field, really going by their voice, it all matches up. So we're going to stick with that because, you know, the voice thing with Tyrese last season was really the give me finally, and we just went with it. So as long as most of their clue package works for those people and their voice works for them, that's who we've already picked. That's who we say. So now we're just breaking down who we think is going to go home, and let's just talk about that right now. First off, let's talk about who was voted off. Voted off so far, remember, we only guess on the performances, the performers who have had at least two performances. So first performances do not count into our tally because it happens after we do these videos, and there's no way to prove to you if we don't have enough clues and stuff. There's no way to prove to you we were right or wrong. So we just skip over that. So first off, voted off first was Octopus, and that was Dwight Howard. Mother Nature, Vivica A. Fox. Pufferfish was our first guess. We said Tony Braxton. It was Tony Braxton, so that's a correct guess. Dalmatian came in Group B Premier, and that turned out to be Tyga, first performance voted off. Now, our next guess was Baby. We said it was Larry the Cable Guy, and it was Larry the Cable Guy. That's a correct guess, number 2. The next week, it was Cake. We guessed Ruthie Pointer, and it was Ruthie Pointer. Correct guess, number 3. The next week was Hamster. We said Rob Schneider. It was Rob Schneider. Guess number 4. Then, the wild card, Beach Ball. Guys, I'm gonna apologize for the Masked Singer. Now, I mean no disrespect to Honey Boo Boo or Mama June, who the Beach Ball was, but that had to have been the absolute 100% worst singing performance I have ever heard. And folks, I do karaoke for bars and things like that. I can't even say that I've ever heard that bad. Then, I apologize. If you watched that episode, that you had to watch that. And then after they voted them off, they still let them try to sing again. It's like, oh my God, what the heck? Oh, it was bad, folks. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. Let's just get back to this right now. Last week, two people voted off, Jester and Pepper. We said the Jester was Johnny Rotten, and it was Johnny Rotten. That's correct guess number 5. And then Pepper. I was just surprised that Pepper went home, but we said Pepper was Natasha Bedingfield, and it was. That's 6 correct guesses out of 6 guesses. That is 6-0, guys. We're doing great. Like Nicole said, she never changed her mind. She said Natasha Bedingfield right from the get-go with the Chillywood and the Hills theme and all that. And that was absolutely the right way to go. Now, I know a lot of people thought Kesha and the TikTok and all this other stuff, and it just didn't match up for her, and it doesn't sound like her. So that's, again, that sound doesn't sound like these people. So that made no sense to us here, even though we did mention her. And when we were talking about who we thought it was, we did that because it could have been. There were some things that went that way that maybe just she's trying to throw her voice or something. So that's why we did say it. But we did pick Natasha Bedingfield, and that's who it was. Now, Group B, thank God again that the beach ball's gone. Thank God they didn't stick around. But we got 4 people left: Banana Split, Mallard, Queen of Hearts, and Caterpillar. Now we say that Banana Split is David Foster and Catherine McPhee. Mallard we say is Willie Robertson. Queen of Hearts we said is Jewel, and Caterpillar is Bobby Burke. And we're not going to change those answers. But who do we think is going to go home? Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and tell you that I think Queen of Hearts is going to at least be in the finals, if not the winner of this whole competition. It's Jewel. She's doing a lot of stuff with a non-for-profit charity, and I wouldn't doubt if she's putting her money from the show towards that, and maybe that's why she'll win. Because again, I don't ever buy into the full voting thing. I think it's like, let's let this person win so this gets done or whatever. And Todrick Hall is the bull. I think that's going to be who's in the final two. So I think those two will be a really good pairing for the final. But I digress on that. Let's talk about who we think is going home. So I think the 2 going home this week will be Caterpillar and Mallard. Now, Willie Robertson has done a great job, but he's still just not 100% a professional singer. That's not what his forte is. That is not who he is through and through. So I think that puts him on the outside. And I almost say he's going to be named the first one out of the 2 that they named. The second one, I think, will be Caterpillar. Now, Bobby Burke has been doing a great job, and on top of that, he does sing really well. I don't know if that's where his background is in, because he does the stuff with Queer Eye. But I still think that because he's not been in the business for any really length of time, that means people like Jewel, David Foster, and Catherine McPhee are going to be the ones that take it, because they're more accomplished. It's backfired on me before, I'll be honest, but I think in this case it's pretty obvious that it should be David Foster, Catherine McPhee, and Jewel go forward. So my 2 guesses for who is going home. First off, and this is just kind of going a little further than I have to, but I think Willie Robertson will be voted off first, and then I think Bobby Burke will be voted off second. So let me know, guys, if you think Mallard and Caterpillar are going home, or who you think is going home. Then let me know who you think might be in the finals. So with that said, guys, put all that information down into the comments down below, and make sure you tune in next week. I think we've only got 2 or 3 more episodes before the finale, so we're looking forward to that. We'll talk more next week about who we think will win, and the last people standing, the 2 finalists. That's who we'll talk about next week, probably. So with that said, guys, I am Chris Knight. This is The Real Review 3000, and I'm officially out of here.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and never forget to ring that bell. Follow Chris Knight and The Real Review 3000 on these platforms. For email and Patreon, see the description box below. To reach the Ego, use the Twitter handle @TheEgo5150. We would like to thank the generous members of The Real Review 3000. Those members are Jesse Ritchie, JJ, aka SithLord3827, Lady Toriel, Yvette, Abraham Morales, and Anzo of Bigger Ford Entertainment. Thank you for your support and donations that help us at The Real Review 3000 bring you, the viewer, better content. For more information on how to become a member, click the join button below.